in Office Pro. Yeah, so this one is going to be lesson 5.2.8, create and manage workbook. Okay, so for this one, it says that the workbook you will use for this test is now loaded. Please familiarize yourself with the workbook before you click begin to start your time challenge. And just go over your cells. Just take a look at everything, and when you're ready, press begin. It wants us to move the cells underscore data worksheet to the last position in the workbook. There are a couple of ways that we could do this. We could right click, move, or copy. It wants us to move it to the end, press OK, and you get good job test completed, and we can continue on to the next test. For this one, it wants us to open the sales regions.cvs file workbook from the downloads folder. To do so, we would go up to File, Open. To get our folders, we need to go to this PC and click on our downloads because it is in our downloads folder. And we need to find the sales regions.cvs file. This is only, it's not here as we can all see. But if we come down here to this drop down box and click on all files, it makes the files that aren't just in Excel's pop up. And we need the sales region.cvs, which is here, and open it. We get that good job test completed. All right, so here it wants us to save the sales underscore data worksheet as a comma delimited file in the documents folder. There are a couple of ways that we can do this one. What I recommend doing is going to File, Save As. This PC. We need it in the Documents folder. And we have the sales underscore data worksheet saved. We need it to make sure that it's saved as a comma delimited files in the Documents folder. To do so, we need to click on Save As Type and go down to comma delimited or that .csv file. Select that and save. When we did that, it said that the liquid file type does not support workbooks that contain multiple sheets. To save only the active sheet, click OK. To save all sheets, save them individually using the file name for each. Choose the file type that supports multiple files. We're going to select OK. And we got that good job test completed. Need to create a new workbook using student attendance record template. Okay, so to do so, there are a couple of different ways that we could do so. We could go down here and add this, but this would only be adding a new worksheet. It needs us to add a new workbook, right? To do so, we would go up here to our file, new, and we don't need a blank workbook. It wants us to use the template student attendance record. So our templates are down here. We need to go to the student attendance record template. And it is right here. And it uploaded that template that we needed to use for this new worksheet. And we are going to continue to the next task. Here it wants us using the data tab on the ribbon, import the data.csv file from the downloads folder into a new Excel worksheet. We need to make sure that we specify that the file is comma delimited. Okay, to do so, you can go to the data tab here and import. So if you hover over these tabs, after you choose your data tab, it has different ways that you can import. We need that CSV file, so we are going to import from text/CSV file. So click there. We need to go to our downloads folder, it says, and we need that data.csv file. We are also, it asks us to make sure that we specify that the file is comma delimited. So this drop down box, before we open it, we are going to click on this, excuse me, this text files. Oh, sorry. Data, CSV. Yes, and once we click on that drop down box next to open after we select the data.csv file, to make sure that the comma delimiter is on, we just check here. The delimiter is here and it is in comma, so we will go ahead and load it. Once we get that, we are able to go on to the next step. Here we need to place a copy of the employees worksheet at the end of the workbook. Of course, there are many different ways that we could do so. Which way do we want to do it? We can click on our employees worksheet here. We can right click. We can come up to move or copy. And we need to create, or actually we need to select employees and create a copy and okay. Uh, it looks like it's frozen. Okay, right click, move and copy. The employee one, we are going to create a copy and okay. Uh, Sorry, let me move this over so we can see a little better. We can go on to the next step. We need to, it's okay. Here. Here we need to rename the sales underscore data worksheet as sales data. To do so, we would right click and click on rename. Shift SALES, capital DATA, and enter. Good job, test completed. And our final step, it wants us to add a new worksheet at the end of the workbook, then delete the new worksheet. There are different ways that we can do this. The simplest way I think is to click on this plus sign here. If you hover over it before you click anything, it'll say new sheet. So we have added a sheet, but it looks like it went in between sales data and employees. So what we want to do is drag that page over to the end. So it is at the end of the workbook now. However, it wants us to delete that page. And it's telling us that once we can't undo deleting sheets, and we might be moving some data. That is okay, because at the end here it asks us to delete the new worksheet. So once you select delete, you get that good job test completed, and you are able to view your score. And if you follow those steps with me, you should have an 8 out of 8. And this is a little bit more on creating and managing workbooks. Thank you.